Hello and welcome back to the Master League save, and we're carrying on exactly where we left off. 0-0 against Besiktas, 2-0 loss to United. We have now got Arsenal and Chelsea both away from home, so it's going to be a very tough run of games that we complete off here, and we are not struggling per se. We're just well, as you'd expect to do, we're struggling to beat the big teams, which is, I guess, a lot more realism than we had before, so that's a positive, I guess, the added realism. But we'll go into it and carry on going. Does Wijnaldum get a start ahead of Grealish in this game? No, but he can go onto the bench ahead of his Sobe. Ceballos might have to come in. Again, he lowers the chemistry a bit too much. Let's take off the... I'm going to go without a sub-goalkeeper on the bench. Let's see if that bites me in the arse, because I've never done that before. Is Vitinho got enough in him for the whole game? Maybe start Abraham over Weir. It's tough, isn't it? Figueroa for Vitinho? No, that's going to be our starting lineup then. Sommer, Lucien Bonnet, Retsos, Bisejevic, Tierney, Rodri, Cabezon, Grealish, Salcido, Vitinho, and Abraham leads the line. They've got Hey Yanez up front. Don't know who that is. Goncalves, Ozil, Mkhitaryan, Torreira, not too sure who that is next to Torreira. Kolasinac, Mustafi, Koscielny, Hector Bellerin, and Leno in goal. Still got Petr Cech on the bench. Aubameyang starts on the bench as well. Adas, Gregoric, Vandenberg, Ramsey, Socrates, and Welbeck, it looks like, will be on the bench as well. Let's get into this. I think we can play in our wonderfully... I really like our third kit, so that's what we're going to go with for this game. I think it's a very beautiful kit. Let me know down below, what's your favourite Aston Villa kit in this series that we've got, the home, away or third kit. Also, if you're enjoying the series, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new. The subscribe account's going up massively. Let me know where you're from as well. Where are you tuning in to watch the video from? It's always good to get to know you guys a little bit better, so that would be great if you can just let me know in the comments down below. So the players step onto the field. Arsenal welcome Aston Villa to the Emirates Stadium, which is looking very, very nice in all its wonderful glory. A great backdrop here for the fans and the players to play in. There's the clock from the clock end at the Highbury, so I was trying to get out, and yeah, it's looks like it's going well. Is Vitinho just limbering up a little bit as the fans get the waves from the players. There's the team photo. Arsenal all looking happy and smiles. Can we wipe those smiles off the Arsenal players' faces? Here are the lineups that we've already sort of been through. Leno, Bellerin, Koscielny, Mustafi, Kolasinac. Blin lines up next to Torreira. Mkhitaryan, Ozil, and Goncalo Guedes are sitting behind Yanez up front. Or Jans, I don't know how you pronounce that. And Aston Villa line up with Sommer in goal, Lucien Bonnet, Retsos, Bisejevic and Tierney, Rodri in holding midfield, Grealish, Cabezon, Salcido, Vitinho and Abraham are playing as a sort of front three, looking to hit Arsenal on the counter-attack. It's going to be an interesting game. Let's see how it unfolds. Ozil looks to feed in, Guedes ball across and Tierney's there to get it away. Cabezon tries to turn, gives it away, Mkhitaryan shoots and Sommer makes a very good save early on in this game. Goncalo Guedes managed to get this ball across. I thought Tierney was going to give it a bit more of a wallop from a clearance. He just sort of side-footed it into Cabezon's path, and Sommer pulls out a wonderful save yet again as he keeps us in it in these early doors. And we're going man-to-man marking here. Tierney is free in the box. Grealish has got to get up and win this, and does. And Salcido just looked to get it up to Abraham. Now, can we launch the counter-attack that we desperately need to do against Arsenal here? We're hoping they launch men forward as Tierney comes forward, just manages to keep that in. He does. Just about keeps that in play. Aston Villa just passing and probing, trying to move Arsenal out of their defensive positions as they've kept the ball very well. This has been must have been about a 20-pass move at the moment as referee, give us the foul. Give us the foul. That's in a great position. Rodri puts it into Abraham. Abraham into Grealish. Grealish looks back to Abraham, but the defender got a foot in it, and it was good, patient play from Villa. That's what they need in this game. The referee gives that one, doesn't he? Bloody hell. Okay, we've just conceded an absolute wonder goal from whoever Jans is. Him. H. Jans. Is that someone I'm not realising how good he is? Because this is an absolute blinding goal. Like a ridiculously good goal. He starts it by holding up the ball. Look at this from the free kick. A long ball forward. He holds it up and then flicks it around the corner. Gets it back and rifles it into the top corner. Who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is H. Yanez? I mean, look at this. It is absolutely ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. 1-0 Arsenal. Aston Villa playing a good keep ball, and it's released Vitinho into some space. Looks to put it in too close to Leno though, who does get a touch on it. Rodri keeps it alive. Grealish turns, shoots, it's deflected wide. A good block from Lauren Koscielny, I think it was. But Aston Villa again showing their patient build-up. The cross came in, Leno got a good punch on it. Rodri kept it alive, out to Cabezon, into Grealish on his left foot, and it's a good defensive block from the captain Koscielny for Arsenal. And we're going to let Vitinho take this one again. Hopefully Lucien Bennett then gets into the box. And we're just going to see if we can pick out Abraham towards the near post. It goes deeper towards our smallest player in Saltido, which isn't going to help anybody. Koscielny then finishes the clearance, and Red Sox will pick this up with lots of time and space. Grealish sees the run of Lucien Bennett, who's into space, crosses it in, looking for Cabezon, and it's headed away. And now Arsenal could break here. Ozil comes forward with it into the wonder kid, who is H. Jennings. I'm just going to assume he's a wonder kid. And Grealish will pick up on that error from Goncalo Guedes. And Aston Villa will be absolutely dominating the possession stats, but there's only one stat that counts, and that is the fact that it's Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 0. Red Sox keeps that alive, gets it back from Grealish. So Tito into Grealish, into Abraham. Abraham holds this up, gets away from his marker, looks to feed it into Vitinho, but Bellerin's there to clear it away. And it's just struggling to get through this Arsenal defence. Tierney to Cabezon, round the corner to Vitinho. Vitinho lays it off into Grealish. Goes back to Vitinho, to Tierney. Fling this one in, looking for Abraham. Cabezon will win the header there. Back out to Grealish. Now Grealish looks to just come away with it. He's getting crowded out, and Arsenal get to keep it. And Rodri holds his spot. Yanez, who we know has already got some flicks and tricks in his pocket, has just kept the possession well, and Arsenal will look to build from the back. So a cheap corner given away to Arsenal, who are sending 2 men to go short. And they've drawn out Lucien Bonnett and Rodri, 2 of our tallest players actually, have been drawn out the middle. And Ozil can't get the cross in. Good tackle from Lucien Bonnett, and Arsenal win a throw-in deep in Aston Villa territory. Ozil to take it, who tries to find Bellerin and does. Mkhitaryan changes. Yanez looked offside and was offside. It was a good save from Sommer anyway, but yeah, clearly offside there, Yanez. And, well, Aston Villa live to fight another day, really. Lucien Bonnett's got a bit of space, sees the run of Abraham. Tries to flick it back, looking for Cabezon, but he was completely outmarked. And Pisejevic has got to win this header. Does. Heads it down very well to Rodri, who keeps the attack alive. Abraham round the corner to Cabezon. In it goes to Vitinho. Back to Abraham. He's got a man outside, but lays it off to Lucien Bonnett, who's got plenty of space to run into here. Lucien Bonnett comes forward, looks to fire it in low towards Abraham. Mustafi's there to intercept. And Aston Villa will rue another chance. And I think, rather than putting the crosses in, we're going to have to try and hold it up on the wings and build it around, as Arsenal keep possession sensibly from the Gunners. And it's 1-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Good touch in field from Vitinho. Cabezon's got space to run into. He's up against Blin. Lays it off to Saltido. Saltido tries to get it back to Cabezon, but couldn't feed it through. And yeah, that was a good counter-attacking break on for Villa there, but they just couldn't get through this Arsenal defence, which is holding on pretty well. Someone's got to come up and claim that one, and does. And he gets there before Yanez. And they'll look to release Lucien Bonnett as Tierney's out on the far side with a lot of space. He finds him. Goes up to Cabezon. Cabezon just holds onto the ball. Gives it back to Tierney with a bit of a hospital pass, but it got there eventually. Vitinho lays it in field. Cabezon's here. Holds it up into Rodri. And this has been the story of the first half, really. Aston Villa dominating possession. Grealish into Abraham. Back to Grealish. Looks in field. Abraham will get there. Turns, shoots. It's a good save from Leno. I think Abraham didn't realise how much time he had there to put that away. Got a little bit of luck with the bouncing ball, but Abraham here laid it into Grealish. Deflected, and probably could have took that on a little bit further. Leno makes the save. And we'll leave Lucien Bonnett on this one. Looks to bring it in pretty hard and low towards Abraham at the near post. It's cleared. Cabezon picks this up on a curling effort. Oh! Oh, so unlucky for Cabezon. So unlucky. This would be a great view to see how close it was. Cabezon just whipped his foot around it, and that is not far away at all. That is not far away at all. And it's still 1-0 Arsenal as we go ticking down towards half-time. Oh, and Gonzalez is in. Gonzalez is in, and Sommer dives on the ball and makes a good save. And now there is a possible counter-attack on here, because Abraham's won that header. Grealish has seen the run of Saltido. It's a great run from the little diminutive winger. What can he do? Looks to cut it back towards Vitinho, but it's intercepted at the last minute. And Arsenal will hold on to get a 1-0 lead into the break. And I think Aston Villa can feel a little bit disappointed. 70% of the possession Only one shot on target though. That is the issue for Aston Villa at the moment. I'm just wondering if there's any way we mix this up. Let's try and get Coutinho up to support Tammy Abraham a little bit more in the support striker role. As the second half gets underway at the Emirates, Aston Villa unlucky probably to be 1-0 down. Arsenal being led pretty well by the youngster Yanez. Let's just see if anything can happen from this second half to change the fortunes of the game. Ozil out to Goncalo Guedes. Back it goes to Kolasinac. Kolasinac comes forward with it. That's a bit of a wayward pass from the Serbian. Is he Serbian? I don't think he is Serbian. I think I've just made that up. Grealish comes forward with it. Lots of space to run into. What can he do now? Grealish just holds it up. Draws Mustafi out the centre though, which is good play from Grealish. And then the pass from Salcido is really poor and gives it straight to Yanez. And Arsenal hold on, and Kolasinac is there. It's going to really bug me now that I can't remember what nationality Kolasinac is. As Ozil comes forward out to Mkhitaryan, who lays it off to Hector Bellerin, and Arsenal keep possession. And they're not, well, they don't have to chuck men forward really, but they're looking to get in behind here. That's a great run from Yanez, but he's offside. The referee has played advantage as Sommer got the ball. And there's a long ball upfield looking for Salcido. Flicks it onto Grealish, back to Rodri. Rodri lays it out left to Tierney. And Aston Villa again, keeping the possession well. They've been doing this a lot. It's not possession that's the problem, it's breaking through and getting past this mean Arsenal defence. As Vitinho just lays that off to Tierney. And Tierney comes forward, gives it back to Vitinho. A bit more patient build-up now. Cabezon sees Grealish in a pocket of space but couldn't feed it through to him. And now Yanez will hold this up. Vitinho puts some pressure onto the back line of Arsenal, all the way back to Bernard Leno, who hoofs it away. Bisevic should win that header and does. So with an hour gone, it looks like Aston Villa are just starting to commit a few more men forward, but it is Arsenal that come forward with the ball at the moment. Out to Kolasinac from Yanez. Yanez goes again and gets it back, and now he's being held up by Retsos, who picks up on that very poor. But Yanez fouls the centre-back and gives away a free kick. And he has been very, very good, old Yanez. Grealish is going to come off and be replaced by Dani Ceballos for some fresh legs in the middle. It will lower the chemistry a little bit, but we need those runs up the pitch. And Grealish is just getting a little bit tired. Not the best of game for the Aston Villa youngsters. Lucien Bennett plays it over to Tierney. And again, the long balls aren't really making Arsenal lose their shape. So we need to be very clever about how we move this ball around as Aston Villa keep possession again, building it around the back. All while it's 1-0, I don't really need to force too much. So Tito is fouled. Referee plays advantage. Lucien Bennett comes forward. He's got a good run in the middle there from Cabezon, who lays it back with the back heel. So Tito gets a shot off. And Caballas will let this run out for an Aston Villa throw. Just about. Kolasinac did his best work to try and keep it in. Lucien Bennett into Ceballos. Back to Bonnet. Out to Salcido. He's got a man back in Rodri, but Yanez was there to read that pass. And Torreira back to Leno, long ball forward, and Retsos wins the header ahead of Ozil. Now Cabezon got space to run into here. Cabezon comes forward into Vitinho, back to Cabezon, in it goes to Abraham, tries to get a shot off. He did get a toe poke off, but Leno made a good save. And it's the same issue. I think what going on to Superstar's done has shown that it's very hard to score goals with Abraham and Weir, whereas on top player, it was relatively easy. That's a wonderful pass from Mesut Ozil into Kolasinac. He holds this in the corner, gives it back to Ozil, going to Guedes, ball in. Mkhitaryan gets there and heads it over with the aid of a deflection from Tierney. And we're going to have to mix this up, I think, in a minute. I think we might have to go two up front as we see this here. The ball came in, and it was a good header, and Tierney did well to get back and make sure it went over the bar. As Vitinho at the near post. It's going to be Ozil to swing this one in. And he does, with left-footed. Tierney tries to meet it, and it's actually come off the bar. Lucien Bennett manages to get it semi-away. Ceballos is there, and Cabezon gives it to Vitinho. Now, there is a big crossfield ball on, which he's found. Salcido gets up very well ahead of Kolasinac. I don't think Kolasinac was expecting that ball to be quite that high, and Salcido to jump quite as high as he did. Salcido just holds this ball up into Ceballos, back to Burnett, into Abraham. Abraham back to Cabezon. He's got Tierney making a run outside him. Tierney into... he tried to just put it into the box, into an area. Nothing came of it. Disappointing. Salcido on the right into Ceballos. Salcido's gone again, but couldn't get there. Kolasinac covers well. Lucien Bonnet keeps that in play with a fantastic touch. Ceballos into Cabezon. Cabezon round to Abraham. Referee, penalty. No, he's not going to give it. It's gone out for a throw. And we're going to have to go 2 up top. And it's going to be... I think we're actually just... No, we're actually going to go... What are we going to do here? We're going to go 3 up top. We're going to put Cabezon and Ceballos down here. We're going to play Vitinho, Abraham. We need a goal. So it's going to be Weir coming on. Yeah, as a centre forward. Up top, in fact, we are going to take Vitinho off as well. No, I'm going to take Abraham off like that. And we're going to go Vitinho, Weir, Weghorst up front. Fresh legs on into the strike force. And let's see if that makes a difference. So Weir's first involvement out to Ceballos, back out to Bonnet. Now we have got Weghorst in the middle. He's made a good run. It's actually opened up space for Vitinho. He just couldn't get on the end of that. And now Mkhitaryan has dwelt on the ball. Cabezon into Weghorst. Weghorst looking to turn. Is he fouled? No, he's not. And Leno completes the clearance. And it's just been like that for the game. But Ozil then caught on the ball. The substitution seems to have given a bit of new life into Villa. Weghorst to Rodri. Into Ceballos. Ceballos trying to feed it to Weir. That'll come to Bonnet. Lucien Bonnet swings it in first time. Rodri with a header. Oh, what a save. What a save from Leno. Bonnet puts it back in again. Weghorst with a header. This one off the post. Off both posts. Oh, and it goes wide. Oh, my word. It's gone wide. What a save from Leno that was. It kept alive. And Lucien Bonnet, Weghorst with a fantastic header. Clipped both posts. And I think Arsenal somehow got a goal kick out of that as well. They have. Unbelievable, Jeff. Cabezon into Weghorst pass. Weghorst into Ceballos. Ceballos is just holding up, waiting for Lucien Bonnet to come forward. And he does. Bonnet, he's put in 2 great deliveries. He puts in another one. Weghorst with the header. What a save again for Leno. Oh, the German is keeping Arsenal in this game at the moment. Lucien Bonnet picking out another wonderful cross here. As it came in, Weghorst got in front of his man. And what a save from Leno. Absolutely ridiculous. As... it will be the man who's had all the good deliveries so far in this game. Will be looking to pick out Weghorst again. And he's got up. He's moved marked by Koscielny. Weghorst gets there. Leno will dive on that one. Is it going to be another game for Aston Villa where they just struggle to break down a defence as Bisevic will easily win that header. Yanez running out of steam. Weghorst into Weir. Weir back to Ceballos. Ceballos has the run. Again, the willing runner of Lucien Bonnet. Lays it back to Ceballos into Cabezon. Round the corner to Weghorst. Weghorst just looks to hold this up. Gets tackled very well by Koscielny. Ceballos robs him. Koscielny tries to get rid again. It's very frantic now. The 3 strikers of Aston Villa causing all sorts of problems at the back for Arsenal. But here is the counter-attack. It's Henrik Mkhitaryan. He comes forward. He's got Yanez in support. Lays it back to Ozil. And Tierney now cannot commit. He's got to stay with his man. Bisevic gets there. No, he doesn't. It's come out. And Guedes reacts ahead of Lucien Bonnet. And it's 2-0 Arsenal. And I'm sorry, but Bernard Leno has kept them in this game. Without him, it would be completely different. And a 2-0 loss. The same scoreline as the Man United game, but definitely not deserved. There's a Weghorst referee. Surely that's a foul. He did not get the ball. Yanez holds on to it and actually keeps possession well. Ceballos gets a foot in there. Weghorst gives a run forward. Villa's got loads of space. Weir into Weghorst. Weghorst is there. He shoots. He's hit the post again. He's hit the post again. I cannot believe it. So unlucky for the big man. Oh, I feel like we've been absolutely robbed in this game. A 2-0 loss. We go into the Chelsea game. We've got to get a win. We have to get a win. So here are the lineups. Chelsea have Rob Green in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen, David Luiz and Emerson, Cabella, Loftus-Cheek and Kante, Willian, Eden Hazard and Alvaro Morata. Van Dijk starts on the bench for Chelsea. Aston Villa lineup looking like this. Samuel in goal. Trippier comes in at right back. Bisevic, Tuanzebe and Izquierdo make up the back 4. Wijnaldum, Ceballos and Cabezon in the middle. Munir, Vitinho and Weghorst up front. As the game gets underway, it's Chelsea kicking us off here at Stamford Bridge. And Kante immediately looks straight forward. That should be easier for Trippier to intercept. He managed to crane his neck muscles to get his head on that, which is a bit odd. As Loftus-Cheek comes forward straight into Morata, who squares it to Willian. And Chelsea have made a fantastic start, and it's 1-0 to the home team after a matter of seconds. And Aston Villa have given themselves all to do yet again. Morata beats Bisevic to the ball and has a shot. Jan Sommer with a fantastic save there. And it's all Chelsea at the moment. I just cannot handle him. I think we need to go into our game plan here and not change our formation. We need to go to advanced instructions. No, we need to go to defensive instructions. And I'm going to drop that. I'm just going to drop our defensive line very, very deep. I can't afford for Eden Hazard, Willian and Morata to get in behind us. As Willian will look to put this ball in. He fears it in towards the near post. David Luiz with a header. And Jan Sommer again with a flying save to keep us in this at 1-0. As Willian put it in. And Jan Sommer makes an absolutely fantastic save. And Willian will fire in another corner. Right footed, in it comes. Vitinho's at the near post, gets his head to that one. It comes out to Cabella, who has a heavy touch but still manages to dance around Ceballos. And then we get a foot in. Ceballos can't beat Loftus-Cheek to the ball. Eden Hazard is beaten to the ball though. And now Aston Villa do actually have a chance to break with Wijnaldum. Azpilicueta's been pulled out of position. Vitinho's run into that position. Comes forward, up against Christensen. Just tries to dance around him and does with a good bit of footwork. In it goes, looking for the big man. Weghorst, header down, and it's a goal. And that is fantastic play. Fantastic wing play from Vitinho. Fantastic counter-attack from Aston Villa. And Vitinho here just held up Christensen and then did this little jink just to accelerate away from him with his left foot. In it goes, and Weghorst with a powerful header down into the ground. Rob Green, no chance. David Luiz beaten in the air poorly. And it's 1-1. Good response from Aston Villa. Wijnaldum out to Trippier on the right-hand side. Looks to just dink that in towards Weghorst. It gets a deflection. Weghorst is there. And I think Rob Green actually got a little touch on that just before Weghorst could put it in the net. Oh, and Weghorst is causing them all sorts of trouble in today's game. Trippier back to Ceballos, into Cabezon. He then looks to flick this in towards Weghorst, who tries to flick it on. And Willian will get there to complete this clearance and actually plays a lovely 1-2 with Cabella. Up to Morata, put under pressure by Tuanzebe. Morata's gone again. Izquierdo, although he's an ageing player, should have enough stamina and pace to get back, and does. Holds Morata up. Loftus-Cheek round the corner into Hazard. Easy for Sommer, that one. Weghorst is in space in the middle. Little backfield. Wijnaldum on the turn with a shot. Rob Green with a good flying catch. And I'll tell you what, Aston Villa are giving a very good account of themselves here. Rob Green with a big kick forward. Morata up against Bisejevic. Bisejevic nearly won that. Emerson Palmieri with a good flick onto Hazard. Eden Hazard gets here. Looks to skill his way out of a tackle from Ceballos. That cross is poor. And now there is a chance for a counter-attack here. If Wijnaldum can come forward. He's got a good ball over the top to Vitinho. Is he going to get there? He is. Vitinho does get there. Now Christensen knows that Vitinho's got a trick or two. He tries to create a bit of space and flings that in, looking for Weghorst, and Azpilicueta does well to withstand the barrage. Vitinho again flings it in. Mounier tries to get there. Trippier will keep this alive. Out to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum looks to have another go from range. Rob Green looked worried, but also looked like he had that covered. And the tide has well and truly turned in this game as Wijnaldum breaks forward, gives it back to Cabezon, waiting for a bit of support. But there's a foul here, and unfortunately we don't have Lucien Bonnet on the pitch. We do have Kieran Trippier, who also has a very good delivery on him, apparently. I'm wondering if we just try and test Rob Green here. We're going to try and test him. Trippier hits it, and it's very, very high. Now, Izquierdo's given a lot of space to run into here from Chelsea. Chelsea just backing off the left back into Vitinho. Vitinho to Weghorst, but Cabella actually read that danger very well. Tuanzebe looks to flick it down to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum into Ceballos. Ceballos couldn't quite feed it through to Weghorst. And Kante keeps it alive for Chelsea. And at 1-1, about half an hour gone, Aston Villa are giving a very, very good account of themselves at the moment. Morata looks to flick it into Hazard, who gets the wrong side of Bisejevic. Great save from Jan Sommer again. And similar to Bernard Leno in the first game, Jan Sommer is really keeping us in this game as Ruben Loftus-Cheek with a good turn. Bisejevic misjudged the interception. And Jan Sommer with a flying save once again. Willian short to David Luiz. Just holds it up. We don't mind David Luiz being out there because he's not going to do much with the ball at all. Izquierdo to Wijnaldum. That's a very poor pass, but Trippier read Loftus-Cheek's next move, and Cabezon comes forward with the ball. Now Weghorst was just teetering on the last man there as Vitinho comes forward, gets a good run ahead of him from Cabezon into Weghorst. Nice back heel to Ceballos. Back it goes to Wijnaldum. Out to Trippier. Weghorst is in there asking for it. He's going to beat Christensen in the air. He can't. Cabezon looks to try and keep this alive. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets the flick on it, and Williams there just to clear up. Again, Chelsea giving Ceballos a lot of space to run into. He's coming forward, the Spaniard. Great tackle from Christensen. Realised that Ceballos had taken just a little heavy touch as Morata now feeds it into Hazard. Goes back to Emerson Palmieri. And Chelsea are really, even though Aston Villa have been threatening, Chelsea are still trying to push their fullbacks on as much as they can. And Wijnaldum makes a good tackle, but it runs out of play. Eden Hazard finds himself into space on the left-hand side. Looks to beat his man. What's he going to do? He's been forced into the corner. Forced so much so that he just decided to sort of backheel it out of play. Not very Eden Hazard-esque, if you ask me. Trippier has this ball then. Looks just to dink it in towards Weghorst. David Luiz reads that one much better than when he lost the header that conceded Chelsea's goal. Trippier back to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum into Cabezon. Cabezon just leaves it off to Izquierdo, who's now got space to run into. Looks into Weghorst, who lays it back, and Ceballos is winding up a big shot there. Tuanzebe looks to keep this alive and does. Coutinho, Izquierdo, Cabezon. Cabezon into Weghorst. Weghorst looks to hold it up, lays it off. Wijnaldum with a pile driver. Unfortunately, it goes straight into Rob Green's chest. And it's half-time, and it's 1-1, and Aston Villa giving a very good account of themselves. Chelsea 5 shots on target out of 5, and Aston Villa 3 shots on target out of 5. A very even game. Let's see what's going to happen in the second half. No changes to speak of just yet. And let's get this game underway. And Chelsea have sprung a counter-attack, and Trippier's trying to get back. That's a great ball in. Izquierdo actually gets a very good touch on it as Trippier plays him, couldn't get the clearance. Hazard shoots, another good save from Sommer to keep this one at 1-1, and that's given away. No, it's not. They keep it alive. Although Kante does pick up. Hazard, you can't give him this much time and space. In off the post, and the crowd goes silent with... I don't know why they went silent, but it's a downfall from Aston Villa again, and it's all come from our own mistakes as Mounier actually plays a great little 1-2 there. David Luiz comes over and loses the ball in only a fashion that David Luiz can. Mounier looking to get in. Can he cut it back? Looking for Weghorst, and Christensen with an absolutely crucial intervention. As now Alvaro Morata looks to come forward. Loftus-Cheek plays it out towards Willian. Back up to Morata. And Chelsea have got the wind in their sails after Aston Villa played themselves into trouble for that Eden Hazard goal. Morata looks to dink it across. Izquierdo with a good header. And Cabezon just is happy to get this up towards Weghorst and give a bit of time and space. That's a terrible, terrible ball. And Aston Villa just got to regain their composure here and remember why they were doing so well in the first half, as Morata is tackled very well by Bisejevic. Mounier gets the ball into Wijnaldum, and then he's given it away. And boys, it's too easy for Chelsea. We're making it too easy for Chelsea. Coutinho lays it out to Izquierdo, who has a very good run on this left-hand side. Looks to dink it in towards Cabezon. Kante was actually there to win a very good header for the small Frenchman. And Hazard flicks this back to Loftus-Cheek, all the way back to Kante, who again is absolutely everywhere. And I wouldn't be surprised if Giroud comes on and gets a goal at some point. I'm pretty sure he was on the bench as Morata is tackled very well by Bisejevic. That young centre-back is having a very good game and looks very positive in an Aston Villa shirt as Ceballos looks to turn out to Vitinho. Vitinho into Weghorst. Weghorst around the corner to Ceballos. Ceballos fails to feed it through to Mounier. Goes back to Rob Green, who very calmly plays it to Christensen, who nearly, very nearly gives that away to Vitinho. Chelsea just toying with Aston Villa now. Willian on the right-hand side looks to fire it across. Loftus-Cheek gets there ahead of Tuanzebe and just rifles it in. It was Morata, sorry. 3-1. Oh, and Aston Villa are struggling in a game against a big team once again. I have to push Vitinho higher up. Mounier is going to be... in fact, we're going to sacrifice Kieran Trippier. And we're going to go into a sort of 3 up front formation. It's going to be a bit lopsided. But Matley is going to come on. Both Timothy Weir and Abraham are on down arrows, actually. So it's a sort of 4-3-3. Matley comes on for what I think is his debut. There's clubs sniffing around him to try and pick him up on the cheap as his contract is expiring. So this is a game where he really has to impress. Cultured left foot to look to try and earn himself a new contract, and that was an absolutely terrible start as Ceballos puts Hazard under pressure. Chelsea get a throw in. It's 3-1, 63 minutes gone. Willian has danced around the tackle into Morata, shoots. How has he put that in from there? I think that's his hat-trick. It's 4-1. It's bloody Chelsea again. Always bloody Chelsea. Willian did really well to trick his way around Tuanzebe, and the ref played advantage. Morata, I mean, how has he done that? How has he done that? Can't buy a goal in real life, but can stick it in the top corner on the spin on a computer game. Unbelievable. Tierney with not Tierney, Izquierdo with an overlapping run. Back to Vitinho. Tries to lay it back to Wijnaldum. Cabezon keeps this one alive. There's a bit of space on the right hand side for Mounier. Mounier into Matri. Back it goes. Ceballos with a shot. It falls to Weghorst, who tries to spin and turn. Christensen gets in another good tackle. Oh, and it looked so positive when the big man up front got us back into it at 1-1. But 4-1 down now. As Ceballos lays it into Cabezon. Up to Weghorst. Around the corner to Matri, who gives it away. Weghorst can't get there on the little deflected pass. And Rob Green puts his foot through it. And Morata, in his form, should probably keep this alive for Chelsea, and does. And now he comes forward again. And there's a ball on for Loftus-Cheek, but Izquierdo actually got a good touch on it. And again, it's a game where I don't really think we've played too badly. We've just been missing that clinical nature in front of goal. And Chelsea have been very, very clinical indeed with their chances. And here they come again. Morata fires that one across, but luckily Sommer gets there in front of Hazard, and Ceballos now looks down the right, but there's no one there, and Matri does well to actually recover that. Cabezon comes forward with it, looks to jink away from David Luiz. Matri is no match for Kante in terms of experience in this division, and you can see that from the movement towards the ball as Cabezon to Weghorst, back to Cabezon, into Vitinho. Vitinho holds it up, looks to Izquierdo on the left back position. Izquierdo, can he fire this in? No, he can't. It's a poor low cross, and tiredness now really starting to take effect on these players. As Hazard turns, lays it into Morata. Tuanzebe does get back this time. 4-1, 15 minutes to go. Cabezon with the ball, just waiting for a bit of movement from someone. Tries to lay it into Ceballos. And it's just been so static up front for Aston Villa. And it's just annoying to be able to play so well in other games and not in against the big teams, as Matri has it and then can't do anything with it. There's a good tackle from Emerson, and Kante combines. Throw into Aston Villa. Matri around the corner to Weghorst. Weghorst into Vitinho. Vitinho tries to lay it back to Cabezon, but again, Chelsea being so solid at the back. Mounier flicks this one in, looking for Weghorst. David Luiz with a diving header. Gets it away. And we're going to bring on Giuseppe Rossi for Vitinho. He swings it in to Tuanzebe on the volley. Tuanzebe's there again. Matri will just swing this one in first time. Weghorst with the overhead. Oh! Use your head, big man. Use your head, big man. That's what I've brought you into the club for. Tuanzebe, Eden Hazard actually got a good block on it. And then Matri picked this up. Swinged it in first time with a little volley cross. And Weghorst unlucky on the rebound. Oh, on the cross, sorry, with the overhead. But 4-1. I don't think it's been a 4-1 sort of game. I really don't think we've deserved this. I guess the good news is at least Giroud hasn't scored. Hey, every cloud has got to have a silver lining, so at least Giroud hasn't scored. But Mbenza's in the middle, and it's just got away from him, I think, and that should be a goal kick. That is, yeah. Mbenza into the box for Chelsea. Looks to cut it back towards Morata. Is he going to get his fourth? No, he's not, because Sian Sommer has made an absolutely fantastic save. And we have one sub left, and Ceballos is absolutely dead. So we'll bring on Isobi for the last few minutes. Why not? Willian puts the corner in, looking for David Luiz. Weghorst is back there well defending. And then Wijnaldum brings it down. Now Isobi has fresh legs. Can he accelerate? Can he accelerate away? Come on, Isobi. Come on. Keep running for me. It's Isobi. He's going to line up a shot. What a tackle again from Christensen. 2 times he's done that in this game. And Kante looks up towards Morata. Back to Kante again. He's looking over the top towards Eden Hazard, and he's going to have the legs on Bisejevic, who just about gets back to hold him up from a clean through run on goal. But what a ball that is to Willian. Just can't be dealing with Eden Hazard in this game. He's too good. He's been absolutely brilliant this game, Eden Hazard. And this is one hell of a pass, Willian. Tuanzebe just switches off. Willian gets in behind him. Great finish. 5-1. 5-1. And there is the full-time whistle. It's a hat-trick for Alvaro Morata. Hazard and Willian get a goal as well. 5-1. I don't think that was deserved. They had 11 shots. All 11 were on target. Shows how good Jan Sommer was in the game as well. This is turning into a little bit of a shit show at the moment. So we scored 3 goals all month. 1 was Weghorst against Chelsea, and 2 for Aston Villa against Middlesbrough, where Timothy Weir got both of them. Unsurprisingly, we don't get anybody in the team of the month. Cabezon is improving. John Collins is improving out on loan as well. And next up is Besiktas back into the Europa League, but I think we have other news there. So we are eating into the salary budget deficit, which is good to see. But yeah, Aston Villa just cannot win, as that nicely reminds us, which is very nice of the game, isn't it, to remind us that. Let's go into the manager's office. Let's go and see how the chairman's feeling. 43%, so it's still not too bad. We still could reach, I don't know what, earn a competition berth. We've done that. Oh, in the league. Okay. Reach the knockout phase. I'm not too sure that's going to happen. If we have a look at the Europa League, you can see there we have 2 points in the competition. We have Besiktas, Hearts. I think we've got games against everybody still left. There's still quite a few games to go. But we're going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with me. As I said, if you're enjoying the series, please leave a like below. Please subscribe, leave a comment. What are we going to do to get out of this form? I'm open to all advice. I'm not changing the difficulty. We're staying on Superstar. But we're staying with Superstar and we're going to see what happens. But thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.